And then curl your toes, lift your hips all the way back into your downward facing dog. And the same thing again, start to cycle through your legs. So now you're bending and stretching your knees. Noticing how your calves are doing. And then settle into your legs and walk your hands backwards towards your feet. Hold on to opposite elbows and take a sway side to side. Okay, now relax your hands down into the center. One option is to grab a strap now, especially if you've got tight shoulders, and then hold onto it behind your back so you have a bit more distance between your hands. If you don't have a strap, then grab a towel or a belt, anything, a tea towel. I'm going to interlace my fingers because I have enough space in my shoulders, and you might be the same as me. So just have a go and get comfortable in your shoulders. Your hands are behind your back, and you want to start with your thumbs resting on your lower back. Now from here, inhale, lengthen the chest up halfway, and then when you can't go any higher, lift your hands up as high as possible. Start to fold all the way down over your legs. Imagine your tailbone is going up and the crown of the head is going down. Now squeeze the shoulder blades together and let the hands fall behind the head towards the floor. Brilliant. Do one more breath. Now bend your right knee and turn your shoulders to the left so you're twisting through your spine. I always think of getting my right shoulder to touch my right kneecap. And then we're going to bend the left knee and turn the shoulders to the right. So now your shoulder is touching your left kneecap. Cool, bring yourself back into the center and then just float your hands all the way down to the ground. Looking forward to the top of the mat, walk your hands into a plank position, get strong in your hands, get strong in your legs, and place your knees, chest, and chin down on the ground. As you inhale, lift into a cobra, and as you exhale, send your hips all the way back into downward facing dog. Breathe in again, go forward into your plank, and then explore going down into your full chaturanga low push-up. Stick with knees, chest, chin if this is tricky. Inhale into the tops of the feet, upward facing dog, and then exhale, push into your hands to take you into downward facing dog. Now start to walk your feet forwards towards your hands. We're just going to do a little warm up. So bring your feet together, really heavy head, and roll up bone by bone into standing. When you arrive, float the hands above the head, look towards your thumbs. As you breathe out, big forward fold down and let go of your neck. Breathe in, lift the chest up halfway. As you breathe out, step back into your plank position. Start to bend your arms with either knees on the ground or no knees. Push up into your upward facing dog. And then breathe out, take your hips back into downward facing dog. When you get there, to make your body a little warmer, step both of the feet off of the left side of your mat, and you're going to jump all the way to the right side. Left, right, left, right. Cool. Step into the middle of your mat, and then bend and stretch opposite knees the way you did when we first arrived in down dog. Okay, cool. Now shake it out. Bend the knees, look towards your hands, and instead of just stepping, maybe do a little bunny hop, feet together. Inhale, press your hands into your shins so you're lengthening your spine up halfway, and then breathe out, fold down and let go of your neck. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up above your head. Exhale, big forward fold down, let go of your neck. Lift your chest halfway, step or hop plank, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, bring your feet in a little bit closer. Keep pressing the floor away. You're going to jump and tuck your heels into your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, number 5. Good work, you guys. From your downward dog, bend and stretch opposite legs. Big breath in and then big sigh. Cool. So you should be a little bit warmer now. Let's place both of our knees again down to the ground. And you might find it useful now to grab 2 bricks. If you haven't got bricks, a large dictionary will do, or maybe big, nice solid pillows. You're going to place whatever you get beside you, right and left. And you're going to step your right foot forward in between your hands. Or I should say to the top of the mat. Slide your hands forward so that your palms are really solid on whatever it is you're holding on to. And then start to press your hips down. And then you're going to pull your hips backwards to straighten out the front leg. Now this use of bricks is really just if you find that this is really, really challenging. You can use your hands on the ground as well. You're burrowing forward, opening through the chest a little bit more, back, lengthen your hamstring and fold. One more time, breathe in as you go forwards. Now pull back just halfway. Hands can stay on your bricks. You're going to start sliding your right foot further forwards. So you're going into Hanumanasana. Now Hanuman is one of those poses you can just stay halfway. And let's say you get stuck roughly around here. You can sometimes just sit your bum on a bolster or a brick so that your arms don't have to do all the work. You can just hang there and you can enjoy the stretch. If you're thinking, I'm too high, nothing's going to fit underneath me apart from like a chair, then just stay where you are. You'll get stronger. If you're going all the way down, great. Get rid of what's underneath you and start to shimmy all the way down. Cool. Now, just open through your chest, close your eyes. This is the trickiest part. Forget about the shape and just focus on the feeling. Okay, beautiful. Let's do this. Push into your hands to slide your right foot all the way back. So you're back to where you started. Now we're going to go into pigeon. So you're going to toe heel your right foot all the way across towards your left hand. And you're going to relax your right knee towards your right hand. Now some of you guys are going to be super tight. So you'll find that the heel will be closer to your bum. That's completely fine. Some of you will be a bit more flexible so you can shuffle back and be a bit lower. Some people I teach are so tight in this range that they put the brick on the highest level underneath them like this. It's fine. If you can feel the stretch, I'm so proud of you for doing this class. You know, like it's so easy to focus on what you're not doing and what you can't do, but just be like, yeah, I'm stretching. This is good. The more you go down, the deeper the stretch will be for you. So you're going to go down and start to fold the chest. Brilliant. Now press your chest up, put your hands underneath your shoulders, so you're lifting up. We're now going to reach the right hand back to grab hold of the left foot. Now what some of you guys are going to find is because you're so high, you're going to need to stay, this bottom arm is going to need to stay straight as the right hand grabs hold of the foot. Or if the foot feels really far, you might need to loop a strap around the ankle so that you're kind of easing into the stretch. You don't have to grab the foot straight away. If you've got enough flexibility, your job is to keep that left forearm down and then you can stay quite low. Great. Let the foot go back behind you. Place your hands solid underneath the shoulders and then lift that right leg back into your downward facing dog and bend and stretch opposite legs. Okay, fantastic. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Pop your knees down on the ground. Remember to prepare your bricks if you needed them before. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. And you're going to push forward first until your pelvis goes really low. And then you're going to slide your hips backwards until that front leg goes straight. So you're going down and back. Imagine that this is just preparing your muscles for your Hanuman or your Ardha Hanuman, your half splits. Now stay back and start to shimmy that left leg a little bit further forwards. Each time it goes down, you assess, am I comfortable, am I safe? And if the answer is yes, great, you go a little bit deeper. You can also wiggle the back leg away from the front leg. You can stay high, you can stick something underneath you, or you can go all the way down. Well done. Super challenging. Hands push into the ground, slide that left leg back, and let's go into pigeon. Toe heel the foot across to the right hand, knee goes to the left hand, and you're going to come down onto your forearms. If it feels too much to be this low, stay on your hands. If it feels too little, simply slide your hands all the way in front of you until the chest drops down. Now walk your hands backwards towards you and decide, are you going to stay on your hands or are you going to reach one of your hands, or are you going to stay low? Because obviously the lower you are, the more flexibility you're going to have to maintain. So get into the position that works for you and then take your left hand back to grab hold of your right foot and pull it in nice and close. Great. Now let go of the foot. Again, lift yourself up onto your hands. Take yourself into your downward dog. Have a little boogie. Shake it out. So now stretching out just your calves, I want you to stay on the left foot and make like a little scissor with your big toe and your second toe and hook it around the Achilles tendons, the back of the ankle on your left leg. Now, if you find that your back is very round, put a little tiny bend in your knee and start to lengthen your tailbone backwards until you feel a stretch on the left calf and your imagination is pulling down through that left heel. That's what the right leg is helping you with. And your tailbone is going in the opposite direction. It's going up really high. Cool, then we're going to change sides. Put the right foot down. Make a little scissor with your big toe and your second toe on the left foot. Hook around your Achilles tendon. Get your imagination to press right heel down low and arch into your tailbone until you feel your calf stretching. Cool, let go. And now as you shake out into your downward dog, is there a different feeling in your downward dog? Has it changed at all? Okay, pop your knees down on the ground. We're going to prepare for my least favorite yoga pose of all time, which is frog. I don't know if any of you know frog, but it's a tough one. I think it really taught me where my weakness is on. Maybe that's why I don't like it. So it was a bit of ego. But it is very effective for helping to open the adductors, which are the muscles on your inside thigh. So again, grab your bricks because they might help. Pop them just in front of you. What you're going to do is you're going to take care to notice that your knees are in two 90-degree angles. Before I did this pose, I used to think I was quite flexible, and now I'm like, maybe not. So your knees are going to slide out to the side. And the reason I've got the bricks here is just so I can rest my chest down on them. As soon as you feel that you've got the flexibility, you can remove one of them. Now, classic thing cheaters like me like to do are go forwards because it makes it a bit easier. But I want you to think of pulling your hips backwards as much as you can. And then you can rest down. Okay, slide your body weight forwards to come out of it. Oh, the pain. And then bring your hips all the way back onto your heels to sit up tall. Oh, we survived. Okay, still on the theme of hips. I think hips are so important. I don't know about you, but the more people I teach, the more I realize hips are just such a tricky part for so many. Sit on your bum and then open your legs out to the side. And first thing I always like to do when I get into my wide leg is put one hand in front, one hand behind me, and just give myself like a little push so you know you're at your maximum. So there's no cheating. Some of you guys might find that you're like, ugh, I need to sit on something. You can always pop a brick under your hips. If you are one of those people that do struggle with this one, you know, you've been practicing your whole life and you still your Achilles heel, then what I want you to do is pop your hands behind you and just sit tall. Because this will actually still give you a great stretch. I even know very flexible people that if they sit tall and they use their arms, they can feel a bit of a stretch here. So you're not losing. Those of you who are like, come on, Sel, give me the big guns. You're going to pop your hands in front and you're going to start walking until you can't go any further forwards. So I'm counting about 10 breaths because that's usually roughly a minute. So just really slow in and out. Your rhythm is cool. 10. Walk your hands backwards towards you. Stretching is actually quite tough. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm tough, I go to the gym. I'm like, how hard do you stretch? Because actually I think that's the sign of someone who's really tough, because it's intense neurologically. Your body's like, Grab your hands underneath your knees, so you're not using your hip flexors to close your legs, and then lean back and use your arms to bring the legs closer together. Okay, stretch out your legs and shake them out. So now we're going to work on the outside of the hips, connected into the outside of the body. So we're going to do cow face. Now, cow face is very tricky for a lot of people. Like, if you're one of those people that when you sit cross-legged, you're a bit like this, what I want you to do is just sit cross-legged. You're not going to do anything else. We're going to start off putting our right knee underneath our left knee. And if you're thinking cow face is actually one that's pretty easy for me, I don't actually struggle with this one, look down and notice where your feet are. And if your feet are touching your hips, move them forwards until there's a straight line from one heel to the knee to the other heel. Okay, now imagine your knees are like two bricks that are stacking on top of each other. Hold on to your feet and start to slide down until you feel your hips. For a long time, I had to just sit up straight, bolt upright. It was just too painful to go forwards. I felt the stretch, so it doesn't matter, okay? You're gonna go down. We're just gonna have a little boogie here. Imagine you're melting those tight feelings, and then go down a tiny bit more. Okay, now sit up. This is where we're going to do the stretch that's connected to the outside of the body. You're going to take your left hand and stretch it all the way out to the side. Inhale, lift your right hand up really tall and start to lean over to the left. And then bring yourself all the way back up. Stretch your hands behind you, okay, to come out of this. And then stretch the bottom leg first, and then your top leg second, and then shake it out. Right knee is going to go on top this time. You can just sit cross-legged with your right shin in front of your left. Or if you're cool to go into full cow face, knees are stacked, slide your feet out and just check out where you are with your alignment. And if you're thinking, yeah, straight line, I'm good there, then hold it there. Grab hold of your feet, close your eyes and get a sense of how your hips feel. If they're like pretty good, maybe we can fold forward. So take your chest to your knees. Brilliant. Now we're going to do the side stretch. Reach your right hand out to the side. Take your left hand all the way above your head and lean over to the side, over to your right side. So in my mind, I'm imagining that this top leg is pushing down. And as I twist my shoulders, I'm feeling that really amazing stretch all the way down my side body. Last breath. Bring yourself up. Lean your hands behind you. Stretch out that bottom leg first. Stretch your top leg out second and shake them out. Great, we're going to move on to the front of the shoulders now. There's 2 different stretches that we're going to do to target the front of the shoulders. The first one is place your fingers down, pointing in the same direction as your toes. Bend your knees and then lift your bum up in line with your knees. Now bend your elbows slightly, relax your neck back. If it allows, you can always tuck your chin in, and now slide your knees forward. And you're aiming to have a tiny bend in your elbows. Now as your knees go forward, get to the point where you can feel the shoulders. If you're struggling, squeeze the shoulder blades together and then go forward. Most people, however, don't struggle to feel it. They're like, ah. I get a lot of twitching in my classes. Good, elbows are staying bent. I like to rock side to side. It just adds a little bit more intensity. If you're good being still, stay. Okay, cool. Now push your hips forwards, 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 forwards. Keep the elbows bent. Put your hips as close to your feet as possible. Round your spine and pull your elbows apart. So intense. Good job. Push your bum up now. Slide it all the way back. And place your hips down on the ground. So now we're going to do something similar. It's still targeting the front of the shoulders. If you do feel that this is a bit much for the front of the shoulders, you can just sit this one out. Turn your hands around the opposite direction now, so they're facing away from the toes. And your job is to keep your elbows safe, is just keep them bent. And you can bend them a lot because it'll actually increase the stretch. Same thing, lift your hips up. I can already feel mine. And now start to press your knees forwards until your hips go closer to your calves. This is so intense. And then if you can put your hips all the way down. Okay, enough of that. I'm sure you'll agree. Stretch out your arms, slide your body forwards. And now let's hug our legs. And imagine someone's holding your waist just underneath your ribs and pulling this part of your body backwards. So your back goes very round. So you should feel a stretch around the middle of your back here. Relax, sit up tall, bring the sole of your right foot to the left inner thigh for seated tree. Inhale, float both hands up tall, and breathe out, stretch both hands towards your left foot. Inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, relax down. Now just relax your arms and your chin and just roll all the way up into sitting. So the next one, actually, it's tricky if you haven't got flexibility in your legs, even though we're going to be stretching the side body. So one thing you can do is you can maybe get something heavy like a table in front of you, or bars of a staircase, or you get the idea, just something that you can hold on to. You can grab onto that, and then as you twist, what you'll find is the stretch will go from the arm all the way down the side body. I like to use my foot because I have that flexibility in my legs, but it doesn't mean you can't do the stretch if you haven't got that flexibility. So just be creative, get into the right position. You need to be slightly more angled, so I want you to pull this right knee backwards a little more. Your left elbow is doing a lot of work. It's pushing into your inner thigh and it's giving you this kind of rotation. Then you're going to reach your right hand all the way up and over, grab hold of a friend, grab hold of a staircase, whatever you've got. In my instance, I'm going to grab hold of my foot, and I'm going to rotate my chest even more towards the ceiling. This is beautiful down your ribs. So I want you just to breathe into that area of the body now. Amazing. Float yourself all the way back up, and then we're going to change to the other side. So now you want to bend the left knee and put the sole of the foot against your right inner thigh, and it's just good old hamstrings. Fold down as deeply as you can. Some people can go really flat, they've just got that genetic gift. Other people put a lot of effort in and they stay kind of high. It's cool. Forget about the shape, focus on the feeling. Let's go. Okay, let's roll up. Great. Now we're going to do that twist again. So remember, you need something in front of you to grab hold of, this time with the left hand. Angle yourself open a little more. So you're just pulling that left leg back. You're going to take your right elbow to your inner thigh, and your right arm is working quite hard. It's giving you this rotation in the chest. Once you've rotated your chest as much as you can to the left arm is going to reach up and over. It's going to grab hold of anything you can. Then as soon as you go down, you're going to start twisting to open the body. Now, just a little added bonus, if you are holding the foot, what should I do with my foot? I'm going to push my foot into my fingertips, and that actually increases the stretch going down my side body. So play with that if you're holding your foot. Cool, and then bring yourself all the way up. So we've done the back of the shoulders. I also want to target the front of the shoulders, the chest. And I love the stretch I'm going to teach you. The only tricky thing with it is sometimes people are like, I don't feel it. You just need to listen carefully for the instructions, because it'll make all the difference when you eventually go into it. So to get into this position, you're going to lie on your front, and it's a pectoral stretch. So start off, just stretch your right arm out in line with your shoulder. If you keep your arm here, you will get a stretch, but not as much, just because of the way the pectorals attach. So I want you to very slightly, if you'll notice, I'm angling my arm 45 degrees. If the hand is too high, you won't get a stretch. If the hand is too low, you won't get a stretch. It has to be halfway. Now from here, you're going to put your left fingertips just to your side. You're going to bend your knees so that for balance, you're going to roll your back towards your arm, and your legs are bent so that you're not balancing on a narrow body, but actually your legs are kind of helping you be more solid. Now this is the thing, if your shoulder rolls forwards, you won't feel the stretch. You need to roll your shoulder backwards. Now I like to relax my neck while I'm doing this, and then I reach my fingers very far away from my shoulder until I feel that stretch. Let's hold it. 10 breaths. And then roll back into the center. 10. Ooh. Okay, now before you move this right arm, slide your left hand into what looks like a similar place. I'm lucky I've got these wooden panels with lines, so I can be quite accurate with where my other arm has to go. You got the other arm in pretty much the same place. Bend your right elbow so your fingertips go just underneath your right shoulder. Bend your knees, they're gonna help you with balance. And then instead of rolling your back towards your arm and letting the shoulder drop in, you're gonna roll the shoulder outwards. You'll know straight away, it'll go from feeling it to not feeling it, so just play around. Then once you settle, just relax your neck and start to press your shoulders as close to that arm behind you as possible. Beautiful. Roll yourself back into the middle. And then slide both hands underneath the shoulders. Press your hips back into your child's pose. And just have a little shake out. Okay, we're almost there. Step your right foot forward again between your hands. We're going to go into lizard pose. So you can grab one of your bricks again if you feel that maybe your hips are a little tight and you need a bit more support. Move your right foot to the outer right edge of your mat. And bring both of your shoulders on the inside of your knee. If you feel that this one is super intense, stay tall on your hands. You don't need to put your elbows down just yet. But when you start thinking, it's been a minute now, I want to go deeper, put the left forearm down first. And you can start off either on the brick or take it straight down to the mat. After a few minutes, again, you might decide, I think I'm ready for the right forearm. And then you place it down and close your eyes. So we're going to do this one in 2 different ways. So we'll stay here first for 5 breaths. Okay, now the second lot of 5 breaths, I actually want this leg to fall out to the side. So you're on the little toe border of the foot, the knee is relaxing out to the side, and you're staying quite low in your chest. So you should feel a slightly different sensation on where the stretch is going now. I like to flex my ankle as if I'm standing on the foot, and that just gives the knee a bit more awareness. Okay, wonderful. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, lift your back leg, and with the strength of your core, slide that right leg all the way back, downward dog. Have a little boogie through your legs. Let's go into the left foot now. Step it forward between your hands. Place your right knee on the ground. Toe heel the left foot to the outer edge of your mat. Then bring both shoulders to the inside of the knee. Remember, you can place a brick underneath your right arm as it starts to work its way down. And as you find the floor with the right arm, you can then start to explore placing the left forearm down. So we're going to stay in the middle now for 5 breaths. Last breath. Now allow your left knee to fall out to the side. Get a sense of how the stretch changes. When you're like, oh yeah, that's good. Hold it there, and this is your last 5 breaths. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push the floor away, and then lift your hips all the way back. Downward dog, have a boogie. Dun, 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 dun. And then let's bring ourselves into any comfortable seat. So it has been amazing, so cool teaching you all of these different stretches. It hasn't been a classic yoga class, so if you feel, do you know what, I just want to go out now and conquer the world, then go for it, go and enjoy your day. If you like, oh no, forget it, I need my Shavasana, get some pillows and some blankets, get comfortable, lie down and completely chill out for a few minutes. I want to say thank you again for joining me. It has been the biggest pleasure.